How much does it cost to keep a prisoner in jail? Well, it's £45,000 a year in England and Wales and £95,000 here. Perhaps that's partly because there's 2.5 times the number of staff here pro rata than in the England and Welsh systems. So with the luxury of all that manpower, do we have a Rolls Royce of a prison system? Well, a damning report out today points out that working practices are so woeful that there aren't enough staff to deliver an effective service. The report is from the Criminal Justice Inspection, and its Chief Inspector, Dr. Michael Maguire, joins me in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
I mean, on one hand, we have so many staff, but on the other hand, we don't have enough to deliver an effective service. Why?
Well, that was one of the issues that we wanted to look at in the inspection, because I'm conscious of the work that we've done, having delivered a number of critical reports about individual establishments. And I was keen to understand, well, what is it that's actually going on within prisons to get a sense of what we need to do moving forward, because it's only if we can get to grips with the issues that exist within the service can we then begin to plan for what we need to do next. And that was really the focus of what this inspection was about.
So what is going on? Well,
I think when we talk about costs, there's a number of issues that drive costs. I mean, one of them is the legacy of the past, and the security-related focus carries a huge number of costs with it. We have a small prison service that has overheads that others don't carry, in a sense. But one of the key issues also is resources. As you say, we have 2.5 times more officers than elsewhere. We pay them a third more. And what we need to do is to think about how those resources are applied within a prison service, because that fundamentally gets to the question as to what we want our prisons to do.
Is this not about management, though? I mean, throughout the report, there's criticism of almost a 3-tier. You've got headquarters, you've got management, and then you've got the prison office staff. And there seem to be serious problems in each of those tiers and the communication between the three.
Well, certainly we have identified a number of areas where we think that management could improve what it is that they do. It's about the kind of targets that are being set. It's about how you deliver against those targets. And it is about accountability and holding people accountable for change. Because one of the issues that exists within the service is there have been a number of recommendations. When we go back and do follow-ups, as we do with all our work, we then look at the extent to which they haven't been done. And we need to move away from a managerialist approach or a tick box approach to delivering recommendations and doing things which actually make a difference in the individual establishments, because it's only by doing that can we address issues to do with the reduction of reoffending and challenging prisoner behaviour, which is what a prison system should be about.
Is the root of the management problem, though, not the Prison Officers Association?
Well, in the report, we talk about the industrial relations climate within the prisons, and at the time that we were doing the field work, there had been a withdrawal of goodwill, just after a withdrawal of goodwill by the POA, and industrial relations in the prison system have not been good, and they've not been good for a number of years. And this is one of the areas that we think needs to be addressed if we are to plan for the future, because it is about developing a prison system that is fit for purpose in Northern Ireland, and one which is about addressing the issues to do with rehabilitation and challenging prisoner behaviour. That means putting those issues on the table that are going to make a difference.
We've had, as you've said, report after report about individual establishments, lots of criticism across the board. Now this very comprehensive look at the prison service. Does the government need to finally accept that they need to carry out some sort of redundancy programme similar to what happened with the RUC?
Well, I think the context for discussions around prisons now is different. We have the devolution of policing and justice. We have a new minister. We have a justice committee. We have an assembly that ultimately now are responsible for the prison's budget. In addition to that, we have a financial climate which is going to put increasing pressure on all public services. So I think the time is right now to be thinking about the future, to be thinking about what it is that we need to do to make a difference, and to put the right mechanisms in place that will fundamentally have a prison system which challenges behaviour and helps increase public protection.
But is that not part of the problem, though? Because of the financial climate, there isn't the money, and almost they need to go to London to say, this is an exceptional circumstance, this is the only way the prison service is going to be improved. Do you think that's the case?
Well, I'm not sure it'd be helpful to make an additional case for money. I'm not sure if that's possible within the current climate. The reality is we have a huge number of resources that are available within the prison service at the minute. It's about how those resources are allocated. And this isn't going to be an easy task. We're talking about a period of change that could well take 3 to 5 years, perhaps sooner, depending on how quickly we want things to happen. And therefore, we'll need to find the money from a variety of different sources. But I need to come back to the point about what the purpose of this report was. It was about setting out those issues very clearly, that talk about the problems facing prisons in Northern Ireland, and to do that, to try and make a difference moving forward.
Okay, Dr. Michael Maguire, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.